The Weed of the Week, sponsored by Ag PhD Field Day 2011. Attend the free Ag PhD Field Day July 22nd on the Hefty Farm near Baltic, South Dakota. You'll see dozens of plots, a live tiling demonstration, a ride and drive session with new technology, a host of celebrities, and Brian and Darren showing you what's working and what's not on the farm. This will be our biggest event ever, so don't miss it.
Well, Darren and I were just kind of laughing here because there's some cattle just off in the background that were just going crazy a minute ago, and
I think one of them got a hold of a musk thistle, Brian.
Our Weed of the Week.
Well, they were just working into a new hay bale, and I thought, man, there must have been a musk thistle in there. That cow was going crazy.
Well, anyway, this particular weed has been a thorn in our side and on our farm for years and years and years. It's a biennial weed. A biennial weed is going to live 2 years. The first year, the musk thistle's in what's called the Rosette Stage. It's basically just trying to store up as many nutrients and stay low to the ground so it can survive going into the second year. In the second year, it goes into the Bolt Stage, where it grows tall, flowers out, seeds out, and then you have a lot more musk thistles in the future.
Well, you know, you can't just look at musk thistles and say, oh, okay, I only see some little things on the ground. There's none of these big musk thistles out there. It is a 2-year life cycle. And when you do get to that seed head stage where you've got that great big tall plant and a big seed head, you can't just think, well, I'm going to spray that and the weed seed is not going to germinate. And there's a lot of people that get into that false perception that, well, I can still get it sprayed and those seeds aren't going to germinate. What used to happen on our farm, if we saw a few of those out in the pasture, is Dad said, grab the garbage bag, boys, go chop it off, throw it in the garbage bag, and we're going to burn it, because we know that some of those seeds are going to germinate. You're not going to do a perfect job wiping out everyone before they germinate.
Yeah, but the good thing compared to when we were growing up is we've got a couple of great herbicides in your pasture that can control musk thistle not just today, but forever. So the best one out there is Milestone, and a close second is Tordon. We want to talk about both of those.
Well, both those products are fantastic on a lot of weeds besides thistles. But when it comes to thistle control, they're by far the best products that we've ever had available. When you look at Milestone, that one specifically is a really low use rate product. Its human toxicology is great. It's pretty safer on people. It's pretty safe to the livestock. And you can go right up to the edge of streams or creeks or water bodies that are out in your pasture or your hay ground. So when you're trying to spray Milestone, you have to get out there at a decent time, though. With musk thistle, for example, you can't wait till it gets to that seed head stage. You need to spray early, just like weeds out in our crop ground. You have to get out ahead of things if you want to do an effective job.
Well, I do like Milestone, and it does have some residual. Tordon has even more residual in the Milestone, and the reason why we probably use as much or more Tordon on our farm than we do Milestone is because Tordon also controls leafy spurge. Milestone is not that great.
You got to throw some other weed in there too, Brian.
I'm just saying.
When it comes to musk thistle, though, I'll take Milestone. That would be my choice.
No, I would agree with that. Milestone is a very, very good product. The thing that coming back to Tordon that I do like, though, is Tordon has come down in price. It's about half price of what it was 2 years ago. So now you can go out there with Tordon, a little bit less expensive than Milestone, but neither one is that bad. You're not going to spray all your acres probably. Hopefully you don't have a complete disaster with musk thistle. But what a lot of guys will do is they'll mix 2,4-D in with Tordon or Milestone to cheapen things up, cut the rate of Tordon or Milestone. We don't really like to do that unless we have to. I'd prefer to go get your musk thistle patches, get them under control with straight Milestone or Tordon, then throw in 2,4-D in other areas where you just have normal annual weeds.
Well, the other thing to keep in mind, when you're spraying in the western states where you're getting less rainfall on your pasture ground, you may say, wow, these things are kind of expensive. I'm going to have to spend $6, $10 an acre on pasture weed control. But the good thing is when you're in areas of lower rainfall, you're probably going to get at least 2 years of control out of these products. They do an effective job with good residual in the soil.
But one key, in the eastern corn belt, a lot of pastures are getting ripped up and put into crop ground because of the demand globally for food production. If you're going to do that, don't be using Milestone or Tordon several years before you want to plant a broadleaf crop like soybeans.
Well, that's all the time we have for our Weed of the Week, musk thistle. But stay tuned because there's more Ag PhD to come after this.